We ain't waiting for the whole daggum 60 seconds. Man. Oh my gosh. That stupid white go live button. Thank you, David. Well, there you have it. Reloading. There's the countdown. Yep. Thank you, David. One more time. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like, man. Take two. Dadgummit. Ugh. Gosh, I wish I had somebody else that could take care of all that for me. You know, when I was at the Dice Tower, it was so nice to just have somebody taking care of all that stuff. All I had to do was sit there and play the game. I didn't have to worry about anything else. Oh, it was so nice. My goodness gracious me, oh my. Hello, Victoria. Hello, David. I've already said hi to you once, but I guess I'll say hi to you again. I didn't say hi to Vanessa. Hello, Vanessa. I'll be listening on my way to choir practice. That is, if the stream actually starts. Wow. Help, help. I'm under the bus. You can skip the part about explaining that there is no actual fire. Wow. It's like you actually could hear me. That's really kind of strange. How has my day been? My day has actually been very good. It's been very productive. I've got a lot of work done. I was basically talking about the work that I was working on today is getting the video footage shot for the Terminus Frontier preview that I'm putting together. Hopefully I'll be able to stitch all the video together by about mid-afternoon, maybe lunchtime, mid-afternoon tomorrow, so that I can get it to them and they can take a look at it and see if there's anything that they want me to change or edit or anything else like that before they go live next week. So that is about that part. That is awesome. Yeah, it is always good. You know, I was basically talking about how it's fun being able to have fun at my job. It's good. You know, come payday, you know, sometimes it's not so encouraging come payday, but I also, and that's just, you know, because I compare what I make to what I know other people make, and it's like, wow, I'm a loser, but you know, there's a little bit of a trade-off there. I'm glad I can be happy doing what I'm doing. And that makes a difference. I was also kind of talking about Terminus Frontier. They're going live next week on February 11th. And I was just talking about how, with me, myself, and I, before I actually hit the go live button, I was just talking about how I hope they do well. And I opened that up pretty much. It wasn't so much a hope. I hope that all crowdfunding campaigns are successful. I don't want anybody to fail at what they're doing. So when, you know, the preview video that I'm working on is non-biased. It's basically just going through and showing you how the game works. At its core, there's a lot of other stuff that goes along with it, but it's just going to be about an 8 to 10 minute video about the mechanisms of the game and how they work and that kind of stuff. So, and then, you know, at the end of the video, I just pretty much open it up and call to action, go check out their campaign, see if it's something that you want to back, you know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, here on Fireside Chat, I'm a little bit more transparent as far as that's concerned, because the preview video is a paid video. It's paid content. They pay me for it. So I do want to do a good job in showing the game how it works and all that kind of stuff, but it's not necessarily something that I'm comfortable sharing any bias about. But here, you know, I think I can safely say I've been enjoying every single time I've brought this out. I'm looking forward to the playthrough that's going to be a paid playthrough that we do during their campaign after it launches. I'm looking forward to that. I'm curious to see how JT is going to like it. If he likes it, he may not, but he does like adventure-style campaign games, so that's pretty much what this is. Hopefully that it will appeal to him. But you know, the preview videos that I've done in the past, he hasn't, you know, he hasn't really liked many of them. But yeah, whatever. You know, he doesn't have to like the stuff that we cover. So, but I've been, you know, seeing a lot. Like I've only played a couple of the different characters, but I've seen all of the characters in action now, and they're really pretty cool. I've played the Zealot a couple of times. I've played the Vanguard during the solo mode, and you know, during, you know, trying to keep the game state as accurate as I can throughout the preview video. I went through and did a couple of turns with the Operative and with the Maverick, and both of them are really cool as well. So their skill decks are really cool. You know, I think it's an interesting thing. So looking forward to it. David says, we've also been productive. Got Ostia, Sapporo, Otoru, and Crocono off the shelf of shame over the weekend. Getting Kyoto no Nico set up on the table now. Sweet. I am hearing a lot of good stuff about Ostia. Ostia is a good game. It's a very good game. It's a tight game, but it's fun. We all have our own taste in board games. That is absolutely correct. Not all games are for all people. So there is always an exception in every genre. Yeah, that's correct, Alexander. Very much so. But all of the stuff in this game right now is prototype form. But I mean, they've sent along, you know, like prototype minis that I can use and that kind of stuff. And the sculpts are cool. I have had to repair the sniper because her sniper rifle kind of broke off, but it was a real easy fix. I was able to, you know, glue it back on, and it's all good. No problems at all, but I had to do some triage on her. But all of the other sculpts are pretty cool. This is the Vanguard. An exiled commander. Ooh. And then the Maverick is a dual pistol wielding character. Pretty cool. But anyway, it's been a good productive day, so it's all good. As far as tomorrow, we have got It Belongs in a Museum ready to go out. I'm going to be mailing out tomorrow. Oh, it's been a busy weekend. We have been working in the garage out in the Malaga house, the old house, trying to get it cleared out because we're going to have a real estate photographer come in this Saturday to take pictures so that we can try to get it on the market by the 19th. So it is one of those things where we just had a lot of work to do over the weekend, and then we also had other stuff that we had to do in amongst all of that. Like, I mean, we did our live Q&A, and then right after our live Q&A, we did a little bit of work, and then here at the house, and then we went over to Aiden wanted me to take him to the Y and play some basketball with him, so I did that. And then after lunch, we all went to Dante's performance. And then after Dante's performance, Jesse and I went out to the Malaga house and worked in the garage for a couple of hours, just getting stuff, you know, either thrown away or into a Goodwill pile or into our cars to be taken, to be brought back here. Sunday, got up, had to go to church and was serving, so I had to be there a little bit early. After church, we went to lunch. After lunch, we went back out to the house to just, you know, finish up cleaning up the garage out there, and then came home. And then last night, I remembered that I had not edited the Western contingent video. That was I forgot to do that over the weekend with all of the other stuff that was going on, so I had to stay up a little bit late last night and get that ready to go. And then, I don't know, about 11:30 I was ready to go. You know, I was done with all of that and went to bed. Woke up this morning, took the kid to school, took Jesse a chai, and then got back home. And then I've been working on the preview videos footage all day long. So tomorrow, part of tomorrow is going to be getting caught up on mailings. I got a guy that bought a t-shirt, so I got to mail that out to him tomorrow. And then I've got 1, 2, 3. I'll have 3. It belongs in the museums that I need to mail out, but those are simple. Those are easy. I've already got the packages here that I can do, and I've got the stuff here, so I just have to put it together, slap addresses on them, and get them out the door. I can probably do it after I drop the kid off, so it won't take a long time. But it's got to be wait until tomorrow morning. The Mancala mechanism in Ostia is a little tricky. Still need to figure out how best to make that work. I think we prefer Sapporo and Otaru, which are nearly identical. Life just keeps trucking along. That is correct. No official English rules for Otaru, but Mike Delisio uploaded his translation to BGG. You'll still need to translate the instant investment card. Sapporo has English rules. It's a snow day here for schools. How much snow do you have there, Sam? None. It was lightly snowing when I came down here. It is still lightly snowing right now. So we have very little snow, and that basically means we have no snow. It's lightly snowing right now, but we definitely don't have anything sticking. But we're supposed to get a lot of snow today and tomorrow, I think is what it is. Night Watch Game is here. What's up? Is that Brenda or Porik? Good to see you guys. I hope you're doing well. Vanessa says it's quite warm here today, but the mini heat wave will only last 2 days. 90 degrees in San Antonio. Blah. Blah. I miss San Antonio. I do not miss 90 degrees in January, though. Or rather, February. We've got about a 1.5 foot of snow. Wow. Great Northwest indeed. I mean, the Great North indeed. David Brownlee, we've got about 1 inch from the last 2 days. That's funny. You guys have more snow than we do over here. Usually it's the other way around. But yeah, this past weekend was pretty chock full of stuff. But once I get this preview done and off my plate, it'll be back to normal. But previews take a lot of extra time, just because I want to make sure that it's going to be something that accurately and effectively is, you know, what the publisher is looking for as far as my vision, and I share my vision with them and make sure that they're on board. And if they want anything else, I encourage them to let me know. But basically, most of my preview videos are just showing you the bare bones of how the game plays and what the gameplay is going to feel like. Because really, that's there's a lot of extra stuff that gets packed on top of it. But what does the game? What are you actually doing in the game? And how does it feel? And what are you doing here? And how does it work over here? And that kind of stuff. So that's what I want to try to do with most of the preview videos I put out, just so that people can make as informed decision as possible. Let's see. Porik here. What's up, dude? Painting my Gauntlet of Glory figures while hanging with you. That's awesome, dude. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Do let me know how that goes, bro. I want to help you guys out. I want to get that Gauntlets of Glory going as soon as you are able to. Dang, that's hot for February. Yes, it is. Let's see. We have had 5 inches this last weekend. Wow. Holy Moses. It's supposed to be in the 80s when I visit Florida next week. Yeah, that's probably true. It's a bit unusual to get much snow here in Vancouver area, but we got a good dump over the last 24 hours. Yeah. I am just south in Portland area, and we got none. Curious what you think about the 25% tariff between Canada and the USA. I think Canada is taking the wrong tactic, returning tariff for tariff, but it's tough. Honestly, I know very little about that kind of stuff. And I try not to talk much about stuff that I don't know much about. But a lot of that is it's divisive. I don't usually like divisive stuff. I think people are got used to not having a whole lot of consequences for the things that they do, and now that some of those consequences are being reinstated, it's going to push buttons. It's going to rub people the wrong way, and I don't know enough about any of that kind of stuff to really have an informed discussion about it. So my whole slant on all of this is just to treat people as well as I can treat them, no matter who they are and no matter what they do or say. Now, of course, there's going to be lines that have to be drawn as far as, but, something Tim and I were talking about in the latest, the Western contingent that just went up today, because, we're talking about how, going to conventions and gaming at conventions and that kind of stuff. And what we've basically, in a nutshell, you need to watch the video to get, the bulk of it. But in a nutshell, it's, going to a convention is kind of like a social contract. And the idea that both of us kind of fostered in the video is that the social contract that you have is the one that you sign with when you sit down at a table with somebody. You are going to put your things aside, and you're going to do what you can to make the next couple of hours, however long it takes to play that game, the best couple of hours that you can for the people that you're sitting at the table with. And unfortunately, I think that people are having a harder time nowadays doing that because they just have too many triggers and they can't put the triggers aside. And one of the things that I learned in a course that I took was part of my responsibility is recognizing the things that are going to trigger me so that I can suppress that trigger when it happens, before it happens, often. Really, Siri? Shut up. But I guess that's good. Siri was agreeing with me. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into all that other kind of stuff because it's not worth it. It's not worth risking all the division. It's not worth talking about stuff that I really don't know much about. It ain't worth it, you know. So we're just gonna talk about board games. David Brownlee says, Mom is in Bernie, Texas, is laughing at our snow picks while enjoying 83-degree Fahrenheit weather. Well, that's not too far away from San Antonio, actually. I'm going to meet with Tom and Maribeth and while in Orlando. That's awesome. They're great people. You're gonna have a blast. Matthew Vincent is here. What's up, dude? No politics. We can discuss tariffs when it affects shipping on Kickstarter projects. Well, that's true. It is going to. But, yeah, I just don't know enough about it. Let's see. Tariff Country sounds like a good name for a game. Tariff Country. Vancouver Canuck fans booed the American anthem. Jeez. I don't agree with that. They did the same with the Toronto Raptor game. Yeah, well. Every time I go, every single time I go to our local hockey games, Wenatchee Wild, we're part of the WHL. We often have Canadian teams down, and every single time I will stand for the Canadian anthem, and I often sing along, as do the other season ticket holders that are around us. And it's unfortunate that people let their governments get in between them. That's how I feel about it. People love to hate on the U.S. I just ignore it. Yeah, well, people love to hate on the things that they don't agree with. I choose not to. But I can't control what other people do. I've actually had people that have cornered me and talked to me, and we're not getting political, but this is adjacent to all that. I've had people, tell me that I should be, in essence, they didn't really use these words, but in essence, they were telling me to be more hateful against the people that don't agree with me and don't like me. And I'm like, what good does that actually do? If I don't agree with somebody about whatever it is, and I treat them poorly because I disagree with them, or they disagree with me, and they treat me poorly, and I treat them poorly right back, what good does that do? Nothing. No good whatsoever. It just furthers the bad. So, I'm not going to do that. People have said in the board gaming space, people have said that I shouldn't support games that are designed or published or whatever by people that disagree with me. I'm like, that's so dumb. Because it doesn't matter how other people treat me I can still like their game. And I can still tell other people that it's a good game and that I enjoy that game. And who, I don't know. It boggles my mind. It's not, it's like people are looking for reasons to be a butt to other people. And I think that's dumb. Boo on the politics talk. This isn't politics. This is interpersonal relationships. Period. Personally, I wouldn't mind being American. Not sure many in my province agree, though. Again, I don't know. We don't need more hate. Arguing in the heat of the moment, no one is listening. Then better to wait or ignore it. I can agree with that. Maybe Canada would be willing to become the 51st state if we switch to the metric system first. I'm still recovering from Luka to the Lakers. I think maybe Luka's still recovering from that. I don't know why that happened. I always stand and remove my hat for both American and Canadian anthems. Booing the anthem isn't okay in my opinion. I don't agree with that either. And you know, there are even people that I see that are like that don't remove their hats for the American anthem, and it's like, you know, I overheard some Canadians making fun of the American anthem a few games ago, and that rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't go say something to them about it though, you know, but it's one of the times where I felt like I should have, but I didn't. Because I only overheard the conversation. I didn't hear all of it. So I may have heard something and thought that it was something that it wasn't, you know. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But that is not apropos nowadays, it seems. Anyway, just an immature response from Canadians in the game. Yeah, well, whatever. Sorry to start politic talk. This is not politic talk. I am avoiding the politic talk. I could very well jump in with both feet. I'm not doing that though. I tried to deflect the politics and make it a discussion about interpersonal relationships, how you treat other people. Because often that's where the rubber meets the road in politics. And so rather than talk about the Band-Aid issue, we talk about the core issue. And the core issue to me is, how are we going to treat other people during all of this? I try to do, and I'm not always successful, don't get me wrong, but I try to put the other person's needs above my own. That's how it goes. America is a friend of Canada for most of us. And I believe that we still are. We're just through a rough patch right now. When you consider your Texan accent comes out, I'm sorry, I apologize. It's just part of who I am, I guess. With millions of issues in the world, you're guaranteed to disagree with everyone on at least a few. I wouldn't trust someone who agreed with me on everything, and they would be boring. That is true. Just asking American friends how they feel. I get it, totally get it. Honestly, geez Louise, you know, I don't know. I just, tariffs are a business thing, and I don't know enough about business, so I'm going to stay away from the tariff talk. But I will say that if you're allowing that to if you're allowing that to influence you to treat other people poorly, then I don't care what you believe or what you think, you're making the wrong decision. That's what I think. So that's that. Got a bunch of clear all. So, Texan accent comes out. Well, I'm sorry, okay? Let's see here. Tomorrow we do have, I don't think we have anything else going on. We might be able to get a playthrough with me and Jess in tomorrow afternoon. So maybe that'll work, maybe it won't, I don't know. But we might be able to get it in tomorrow afternoon. I'll just have to wait and see though. But just be aware that that possibility exists. There will probably not be a live review on Wednesday. I know I mentioned that in the, I think the live Q&A on Saturday. I think I mentioned that, that it might be a little difficult for that to happen. And I think that's going to be the case. I need to get caught up on other things, mainly editing. At that point, I'm going to have to, on Wednesday, I'm going to have to be editing the bottom 5 and top 5 that JT and I recorded on Friday last week, so that it's ready to go for Friday this week, and so forth. That's fine. Yep. Jessie just got home. She's letting the dog out now, so he was quietly laying down in here, but we're pretty much done. How did you like the Marvel Dice Throne X-Men expansion? I loved it. I did. I got to play it on the cruise, and it had Iceman, Wolverine, Psylocke, and what was the other one? There was another girl. Oh, Storm. So it had those 4 characters in it. It was a prototype, that they sent the Dice Tower to put into their library. And so I was able to play those 4 characters, and we played a 4-player game. It was 2 on 2. It becomes a team game, and you kind of play zigzag as far as the order of play goes. A couple of other cool things about it. I'd never played a 4-player game of it before. I'd usually just done free-for-alls where you can kind of choose who you attack. But in a team game where it's 2 versus 2, you have to roll to see who you're going to attack. And if you roll a 6, you get to choose. If you roll a 4 and a 5, you roll the... no, if you roll a 1, 2, or 3... you pick the person on your left. If you roll a 3 or 4, it's the person on your right. And if it's 5 or 6, you get to pick whoever you want to attack. But each team only has 50 hit points. So it's not like you've got two people with 50 hit points each and 2 people with 50 hit points each. That would just take too long. But you get to help each other with defending those attacks, and sometimes the person that you want to attack, or the person that you have to attack because of the die roll, isn't the person that you wanted to attack because they might be better at defending the kind of attack that you're doing. So it's a really cool balancing system in that 4-player game of 2 versus 2. I really did enjoy it. I think I'll still enjoy it as just a 2-player game more, but I didn't dislike that 4-player 2v2 version. And all of the characters were awesome. They all had really cool things. So to answer your question, I really enjoyed it. Favorite character was definitely Wolverine. That's the one that I played, and he was definitely that melee brawler character that he is. And I love that about that system, that it is so versatile in order to, because you're not doing anything different than everybody else is, but the faces of the dice that you roll and the combinations that you're trying to get are different, and what those combinations do are different. And that's where the character you're playing feels like who they are. And I really think that's a great thing that they've kind of figured out on how they can do that. So I'm really looking forward. I didn't bite the bullet on this one on X-Men. I wish I would have. JT did though, because X-Men are his favorite. So he'll get that stuff in, and we'll probably play a bunch of games of it. I don't know that we'll play it live, but we might. We might could do a tournament at this point. That would be fun. Do a Marvel tournament from the Avengers and the X-Men. That would be fun. Are there any thoughts on the Vile game Trench Crusade? Vile game Trench Crusade. I have not. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Trench Crusade. Is it on the Geek? Because I'll go check. I'm doing it right now. Trench Crusade 2025. Whoa. That's a rather ominous cover. Nasty. Trench Crusade is a skirmish-style tabletop miniatures game for 2 players. Plunged players deep into the horrifying alternate timeline. During the Crusades, a heretical band of Templars dared defy the Almighty and, casting aside their sacred vows, unleash the forces of hell upon the earth? What are you talking about, Porik? Set in a blasphemously alternate World War I era, players take command of the forces between heaven and hell, leading skirmish-sized war bands and daring assaults and devious counter operations. From the humble bolt-action rifle to the bones of cursed saints, you can tailor each loadout to complement your playstyle and your miniatures, making each of your troops unique. Wow, that's a mouthful, brother. Oh no. Some of these pictures are not loading, but they are, oh my. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that. Is this on Kickstarter? Is that what's going on? Let's see. Trench Crusade Kickstarter Factory Fortress. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed out on this program. Hmm. 20,000 backers. Whoa! $3.3 million. Woof! Wow! Good night in the morning. Goodness gracious. Trench Pilgrims and the Heretic Legion. New Antioch. Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. The Sultanate of the Iron Wall. The Black Grail. Woo! My goodness. Wow. Yeah. Well, I don't... this is not scratching my itch, that's for sure. This is definitely off the beaten path for me. So I won't be interested in it at all. It just looks a little bit too much on the glorification of evil than anything else. So I'm going to be labeled a prude for saying that. I get it. And that's fine. I don't mind that. But this looks a little too dark for me. It looks like all the guys are bad. And it doesn't look like there are any good guys in this game. So that's what I mean by too dark. But wow, the sculpts are something else, and it looks like it's, you know, definitely, wow. Okay, they made their goal $66,000, $666. Did they, is that a true goal, or were they just being cheeky? I think they were just being cheeky. So yeah, not for me, but more power to you, buddy. Let's see here. Let me see. Does he have any idea what he's talking about? That depends on what you were talking about when you asked that question, Eric. I don't know what I was talking about. Have you tried 3-player dice throne? Yeah, yes, and I don't mind it, but often it turns into 2 people attacking 1. I think if you institute that one little detail from that 2v2, that 4-person game of rolling a die, I think that probably fixes that problem that I have with 3-player. If you attack the player with the most health, you receive a bonus card, which is a neat variation. Yeah, but it's still, you know, usually that bonus card isn't that great of a reward for attacking the person that has the most health, in my opinion. So I think it's more viable still in a 3-player game to attack the weakest person, hopefully knocking them out, so that it can just be a 2v2 and you don't have to fight 2 fronts anymore. I think that's more of a viable choice than just getting a bonus card. Oh, viral. Yeah, okay, viral. Got you. Yeah, it definitely went viral over 3.3 million, that's for sure. 5 million, that's not what I saw. I'm looking at it and it says that it's 3.3 million, 3.331 million to bring this project to life. 20,000 backers, but I mean that was I don't know when that went live. Updates. Yeah, I mean, this is just January 31st, February 3rd. So invites to confirm shipping on January 24th. So Happy New Year, an update on digital fulfillment. Last call for anyone who hasn't yet filled out their backer kit survey back on January 5th. So cool beans. Just not for me, that's all. Looks like it would appeal to 40K fans. Maybe. You're true. Andrew's Angels from Deliverance would have their work cut out for them. Maybe, but not really. I mean, if you took Andrew's Angels and gave them the same powers for that universe, they would probably kick a lot of tail. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Not My Eyeball Games is here. What's up? What's up? Maybe a year or so ago, we submitted ideas in a contest for ideas you may use for videos on your channel. Have you reviewed those? And if so, any new content and ideas intrigue you? That, with the move to the house, did get put on the back burner, but that's something we're going to be reinstilling very, very soon. So we'll come back with that. I agree. I want heroes. Give me virtues. Yes. Oh, ever. Yes. Sometimes I do know what I'm talking about. Yes. Have you done a most anticipated games of 2025 yet? Yes, we have. We put a bottom 5 up on the Dice Tower, and we just did, I believe it was last week, we did our bottom 5 on Friday, and then our top 5 right here on the Flipside, so you can go check those out. And then JT just today did his most anticipated fulfillments for this year. So there you have it. And what's that game off to your right above Legendary? Is it upside down? It's driving me nuts. To my right, just above Legendary. That's Ultimate Warriors. All right, so I'll show you why. All right, so Ultimate Warriors, the reason the box is upside down is because when you play the game, you actually use the box, the bottom of the box, as the play surface. So when you are playing the game, all of the name of the game is right side up. That's why the game, when you have it stored on your shelf with the normal box here, it's upside down. Because when you play the game, you're going to have the box like this, and the name of the game is going to be right side up. So there you have it. That is why. And I'm sure it does bother a lot of people, but now that I know it bothers you, Eric, I'm going to keep it in screen all the time. With JT, then JT did a second most anticipated games of, yes, to not considering crowdfunding games he already backed that he didn't include. Yep. Just arrived at church, so got to head out. See you later, Vanessa. Take care. Thanks for entertaining me on my trip here. You're welcome. Ultimate Warriors, good game? Yes, it is a good game. Fine, store it upside down. It's not upside down. It's printed upside down. It's not stored upside down. I have it stored right side up, the way it should be. It's just printed upside down. I know you're old, and it's hard for you to understand new things. I'll explain it to you again when you ask again, Eric. It's okay. Let's see here. So we stopped. I answered a question when we were talking about Wednesday. Wednesday, we're not going to have a live review. We'll try to get back to that next week. This Thursday, there will be a solo mode. And then on Friday, JT is actually under the weather right now. So I don't know how he's going to feel. I don't know if he's going to be able to get over here and have a game day, or have that live stream. So on Friday, it might be Jess and I doing some games that we have around here that we need to play for getting reviewed on the Dice Towers. So that's probably what we're going to be doing on Friday. JT might feel better, so maybe we'll have 3 players. Maybe we'll just have me and JT. I don't know. It depends. He did take Metal Gear Solid and Solar Sphere from the ones that I need to get played for the Dice Tower reviews. So if he's able to, then maybe we'll be playing one of those. If he's not able to, we'll be playing something else here. We have plenty of things to cover, so just be ready for that occurrence that maybe JT won't be able to come back for this Friday if he's still feeling under the weather. Let's see here. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, buddy. Well, then it should be stored upside down. No, I'm not going to store something upside down. You're a monster. Solo TI4? No, sir. I'm not going to solo TI4. But I am going to trying to think of anything else I need to talk about. Oh, Dice Tower West is coming up in about a month. In about a month. Jesse and I are going to be there. So we're looking forward to that. We've already bought our tickets, and we're good to go that way. So that's something we're looking forward to. So if you're going to be at Dice Tower West, let us know. We'd love to play games with you. And we've got I know that we've got a Memoir 44 6-player game coming up. I think we're planning a 6-player game of Memoir 44. Me and Patrick are going to put that together, and I need to talk to Tim this week about finalizing the tables and all that kind of stuff, making sure that we'll have the ability to do it. So that's something I'm looking forward to as well. I think that'll be a really fun thing. If we get 6 people that are signed up, we might do it old style where Patrick and I take on the role of the field generals, and there will be 3 people and 3 people, and then I'll be a field general and Patrick will be a field general, and we'll do it that way. I think that would be fun. If we don't get those extra, couple of people, then it'll just be me and Patrick, and then 4 other people that'll play. But we're looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun time, and that's going to be something Tim and I are also thinking about. If I understood him correctly, he and I are going to be doing a panel together. Tim Mativier and I will be doing a panel together, I think. So that's going to be interesting and fun to carry out as well. I saw you played the new Shem Phillips game with the Apocalypse vibes. Did you like your first play, the Shem Phillips game? Oh, Storm Raiders. Yeah, that was fun, dude. I really liked the variable player powers of that. Storm Raiders was super fun. And it doesn't play that long either. And that's one of the cool things about it. It's so tight. So yeah, I hope to actually play that again so that I can kind of, now that I know how to play the game, now I feel like my second a play of it will actually help me flesh out, what I think about it and how I enjoy it. So, have you played Pursuit of Happiness? Yes, but it was such a long time ago that I don't really recall that much about it. I think it was one of those ones that Tom did the ultimate review on, so I didn't play it other than like maybe once or twice, and it was such a while ago that I don't recall it that much. There is a solo variant for First Class. I know it's not official, but I'm just saying. That's interesting. I might look into that. What's the plan for the next Steamers Game Night FlipCon weekend? Need to get my hotel room. I will try to reach out to our contact at the church that is in charge of scheduling all that stuff, and make sure that Saturday is free. And then I'll also double check with Melissa and see if that Friday, it's going to be the 21st and the 22nd. If we get it in this month, it's going to be those 2 days. So at the very least, Doug, if we don't do those days, we'll do something here at the house. So if you want to come on down that weekend, go ahead and plan your hotel room, and we'll just have something here at the house if we can't get things scheduled for those 2 days at those other, at the church and at Steamers West. So there you go. Does the Dice Tower often get doubles of games sent to them for review? How was it decided who kept what games? You reviewed Warriors on Miami Dice. Is your copy from then? Yes, it is. And generally speaking, how is it decided who kept what games? If you did the review for the game, you got to keep it unless it was going into the library. And if it was going into the library, then if you wanted to get it, you had to buy your own copy of it, generally speaking. But how was it determined? It's whomever did what, generally. Any plans to come back to UKGE? I would love to. But I can't afford that kind of trip. we new house, improvements on said new house, getting the other house ready to go. We've spent a lot of money. So, and that's where my money usually tries to go first, is to make sure that the family's needs and our domicile is where it needs to be before we start doing anything else. Family trips are part of that first echelon of where our family finances and business finances go. But a cross-Atlantic trip, in a European flight, and a hotel room and all of that kind of stuff is not part of our budget right now. So for me to get back over there, it would have to include somebody helping me get there. And I don't suppose that that's going to happen. If it does and it works out, great, fine and dandy. But if it doesn't, that's also around the same time as graduation and stuff like that here. And we do have our daughter's graduating from high school this year. So there's also a possible timing issue. So, but I've always said it, UKGE is one of my favorite conventions of the year. I loved how it felt. I loved the kind of small con feel that it had, but it still had a lot of the boons of a larger convention, but it also had some of those very small town local con feels to it. So I really enjoyed UKGE. I enjoy going to England. I think England's a beautiful country, and I think the people are cool too. So I'd love to go back, but it's just not in the budget right now. So unless somebody has a money tree in their backyard and they'll let me take some of the leaves, we'll have to wait until later. Also, he needs to buy a fire for the Fireside chats. I do not. I missed it. What's on for tomorrow? What's on for tomorrow? Tomorrow is going to be the regularly scheduled It Belongs in a Museum, and there is a possibility that we will be able to get a live play of me and Jess in tomorrow as well. But I have to check with her and double check. But because of some other things that are going on, it's likely that it could happen tomorrow. Okay, hotel room confirmed for 221. I'm bringing Joyride Sniper Elite in case it works out. David Brownlee, are you thinking you can make it over this time? David, you got to answer that. My tree died. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Joyous content. Family first, absolutely. If you make it back over 1 year, then we'd love to play BSG with you. Well, that's something I'd be absolutely willing to do, because BSG is one of those convention games that I enjoy doing. All right, well, I'm going to get on out of here. We have been doing this about an hour, and that's about how I like to keep it on Mondays. I do have some other things that I have to get all of this video that I've been shooting uploaded to my editing machine and start stitching it together tonight. So, nope, probably not until May. Well, that's unfortunate, David, but I understand. All right, well, we're going to get on out of here. I appreciate all of you guys taking time to be here with me during this short hour. I appreciate it, and we will see you guys and gals on the flip side. Come back tomorrow morning for It Belongs in a Museum, and possibly tomorrow afternoon for Time Honor Tuesdays. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.